Hi, I'm Ankur, your local independent financial advisor with LaCapitale Financial Security. I have over 6 years of expertise in helping small business owners, skilled trade workers, professionals, and families with a strong focus to help them build, protect, and achieve their personal financial goals with my personalized service. If you're looking for insurance advice, contact me and let's get you started with free consultation.
Hi, we are here with Mr. Ankur and we are going to talk about TFSA and RRSP today. How are you, Ankur?
Very good, Shreya. What about you?
I'm good. Enjoying the long weekend?
Oh, yes, I have some plans, so let's see how it turns out. But
Yeah,
thank
it's
you
going to
so much
snow a
for
lot.
giving
I
me.
hope the weather is kind.
That's true. You will not believe just on the backside of our house there is a canals, and I was thinking of taking my daughter for sledging, but the way the weather
Yeah,
variation is happening, so many times it's puddle. Think whether you should go for ice skating, then after a couple of hours there are puddles, so it's very hard to predict the way the weather is going.
yeah. It's been an unusual winter this year.
That's true for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But thank you so much for giving me opportunity to be on this platform and share my insights, and I hope it's helpful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's start with introducing you to our audience.
Sure. So I am Ankur Goklaney, and I'm a licensed financial advisor with LaCapitale Financial Security. I have over 6 years of expertise in helping small business owners, skilled trade workers, professionals, and families with a strong focus to help them build, protect, and achieve their personal financial goals. So at LaCapitale, mostly my services include disability insurance, life insurance, critical illness, money back option plans, hospital benefits, and investments. And today we are going to talk about the tax free and the RRSP, which is the most discussed topic at this time of the year. And I hope my insights might be helpful to everyone.
Yeah, I'm sure. Even us, me and my husband, we were also planning on getting into, starting it this year because this is the time. And I
That's
think this
true.
information comes at the most correct time.
That's true.
So let's start with the five W's: what, why, who, when. So what is RRSP and TFSA?
Okay, so to be honest with you, in one question, pretty much you have asked everything. So as the name says in itself, so RRSP is a federal plan that allows us to plan for retirement or for our first home, or if you're planning to go back to school for education. So that's what the RRSP is. On the contrary, tax-free saving account, it's a tax-free. So it is a registered account like the way the RRSP is, but in which we can contribute a given amount every year without ever being taxed. That is the beauty of that account. It is an excellent, I think, I would say, short to medium term strategy to optimize our financials to take the maximum advantage of our income that we can have it through those plans.
So you mentioned a few reasons why people have these, investments.
So,
But is there
yeah.
like anybody specific who needs it, or is it for everyone?
To be honest, like in the everyone has a phase of life, and it totally depends in what phase of life we are, and based on that it totally depends what is the priority. Suppose for example you and your spouse are in a high income group, then definitely you should open a RSP account because it will help you in bringing your taxes down because it's a tax deferred account, it's a tax deductible you get. So then it is very important to have RSP account. While on the contrary, if we talk about the tax-free savings accounts, it is firstly maybe for the beginners or anyone in the medium, like a financial group who have not planned or not created, I would say, emergency fund or has not planned for any rainy days or want to plan for their vacation funding or something and they want to keep it aside so that the money is growing. And the good thing is that you can take out that money whenever you want and you will never have to pay a dime on taxes. So that's why both accounts are good. Everyone needs that, but has their own beauty.
Yeah, so I think that answers the why of it as well.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so yes. And when do you say we need it? When is the good time to start?
So the good time is start in this there are a couple of strategies I think that we have to implement. So suppose in RRSP, you should definitely whenever you're working, your employer would be taking out the RRSP. But at the initial age, when you're not in a very high income group, I don't think so. At that time, you should be contributing to RRSP. Your main focus should be a tax-free account so that you're able to build an emergency fund down the road. Something happens back home, or you have to go on vacation, or maybe you're in desperate need of money because of any disability or sickness. So then these accounts come very handy. That's why government promotes these two accounts, as well as there is a RSP2 for kids too, promotes them so that we can plan for our retirement or for any rainy days. So that's what I would say. When is the main thing is that if you're in the high income group, definitely focus on a RRSP. Always make sure with your employer, do they do any contributions? If yes, they are contributing towards your RRSP, then you should take the maximum advantage of your RRSP. And another thing, suppose if you are having your own business and some years you're making a decent income, some years maybe because you invested money into your business, you are taking the money back, or maybe you have too many expenses because you invested a lot in your company. So at that year, your income is very less. So you should not be investing money in an RRSP that year because you're already in a low income tax bracket. So it doesn't make sense to put money back to RRSP because it's not going to help you.
Yeah.
And there is no foundation, or it's not mandatory for you to have money in those accounts. It's totally up to you. So it's your game, how you plan and how you take the maximum advantage of these accounts. Like suppose if I'm in the high income tax bracket this year, I will try my best to put the maximum in RSP. Then I will get some refund. And whatever refund I will get, I will have that refund and try to have it in my tax-free savings account. And I will be able to pull that whenever I need it. So there are a few strategies. Definitely your accountant will be in a capacity to guide you in the right direction, or we as a financial advisor, insurance advisor can give you some guidance too.
That sounds wonderful. And as an immigrant, there's so many things people don't know about, right? So as sometimes people can get lost, where and how do you think can anyone get started?
So firstly, from the started, if you're working for a company, definitely your institution would have a tie-up with any institution with whom you can contribute, or there are your local banks also. Plus, there are companies like our company, LaCapitale, who would love to have a business for people like you, and there are fees are low and we have more diverse profiles, and definitely our services are more customized, that at the end is more beneficial to the people, and we are easily accessible. Even we have clients all over Alberta, and so we go there, so you don't have to. Sometimes everyone is so busy in their day-to-day lifetime, we never able to make up to the bank to get an appointment to talk to our financial advisors at the bank. So then we come handy, we are available. Like yesterday I had a meeting around 11:30 at night, because that's the time when the kids are in the bed and he has free time. So and then so we are available, as long as, so it depends, we are very flexible. So but definitely there are lots of options, there are lots of companies in the market, but yes, you have to do your due diligence in order to make the right call for you and your family.
Right. And so this sounds like a really good investment, option, like tax saving option. But there must be a contribution limit.
Yes, definitely, and I think that's a very valid question. So in regarding to, I would say, RRSP, it's 18% of your previous year's income, and it caps you to the maximum of $29,200 based on this year. And if we talk about the tax-free savings account, it's $81,500. So the way it happened, it started in 2009 with a $5,000. And as mentioned earlier, every year we are in a capacity to add on. So from 2009, if anyone is over 18 at that time, so they can contribute to the maximum of $81,500. And just don't take my words, your notice of assessment will tell you everything, what exactly your contribution limit is, whether it is for tax free or RSP, so that you're not over contributing it.
Yeah, yeah. What if someone contributes some money and they feel like, okay, maybe I contributed more than I wanted to?
Sure.
Can you withdraw from that account? If yes, then Is there a procedure? Is there a reason? How does that work?
Sure. To be honest with you, both for both RRSP and tax free, we can take out the money whenever we want. A lot of people think like RRSP is a retirement plan, we cannot take out the money. And but there in reality, we can take out the money. But yes, there are some implications regarding the tax, but there are some benefits attached to RRSP. So in RRSP, if you're planning your first home, you can take out up to maximum $35,000 from that account and you will never be taxed. And you have to repay that amount in next 15 years. If you're planning to go back to university for your lifelong learning under that program, you can take out, I think, $20,000 and you have to repay that amount in 10 years. Plus, and as mentioned, if that's not the reason, but still due to some reason you want to pull out the money, you can pull out money from RRSP and yes, you will be taxed on that. But it depends on what tax bracket. But it's not any hard and fast rule that you have to pull out the money only at the time of retirement. And on the contrary, if we talk about the tax free, you can take out money whenever you want. That is the beauty. The good thing is that, for example, if you started with $1,000, then it became maybe end of the year, it's maybe $1,100. So it's a compound interest. I think thank you to that, the money is growing, and whenever we take out, we don't have to pay tax. We are never taxed. But on the RRSP, whenever we take out the money, we are taxed on that. So that's why when we are in the high income group, then try to contribute to the maximum and play around. If we are in the low income, we should not be contributing that. And why it is called retirement? Because at that time, everyone tries to slow down or try to just
Yeah,
take a break. So then it means they are in a very low income group. So then if they take out, they will be in a very low tax bracket. So that's why it's a tax deferred.
right. So you mentioned about the growth and the fund growth. So is there tax on the fund growth or is there no tax on the fund growth either?
So in tax-free savings accounts, there is no tax implications. Whatever money you put or whatever the money, the capital gains, or whatever you have, you will never be taxed on anything. In RRSP, whenever you are taking out the money, at that time you will be taxed, and it's in general. So yes, you will be taxed for all the gains and everything.
Okay, that sounds good. And can we open like multiple accounts?
Yes, you can open as many accounts as you want. Like suppose you have one maybe account with your employer, maybe second one you want to open on your own so that you have. But the main thing you have to keep in mind, you should not contribute over your limit. And
Limits.
your limit you can easily, as I mentioned, you can check in your notice of assessment. So you can open n number of RSP account or tax-free accounts. It's
Right.
totally up.
Yeah. One question that I had. So I recently shifted my banking. I moved from one bank to another, and I have a TFSA account with my previous bank. If I want to, shift my complete banking, can I shift accounts? Is there any penalty on that?
Sure. To be honest with you, yes, you can move your funds from one institution to another. There is a form. Let's take an example. You have your account with ABC Bank and you want to transfer your funds to LaCapitale. So what
Hmm.
I will do, I will provide you a form. In that form, I will tell, okay, Shreya wants to maybe transfer. Suppose, for example, you have 20 grants, and after listening to all the discussion we had, you say, okay, Anchor, your company sounds like a better company. Why not give it a shot? So, but you don't want to put all your money. You say, okay, out of 20,000, maybe I will just transfer only 10,000 or maybe all. It's totally up to you. So it's totally up to you how you want to do that. So there is a form, we fill the amount and we will submit that form to your bank. So then your money will be transferred from your bank to La Capital without you paying any penalties or anything. But if you go to the bank and you try to take out the money and then give it to the La Capital, then firstly, it is affecting your contribution limit. Secondly, it will be you will be charged some kind of a expenses. So by this, you don't have to pay even $1. It's between the institutions. And in future, if you say whatever anchor you gave me, that you showed me a totally different world, it's not good at all, or whatever reason, down the road you want to transfer maybe from Black Apple to any other company. Again, that company will provide you a form and then your funds will be transferred from LaCapitale to whatever company you want.
Okay. That's yeah, that sounds good. But is there a reason why people would have accounts in different institutions?
Firstly, like every company has their own strong points, own negative, own pros and cons. Maybe from where you started, maybe when you started with your employer, things are not in your control too much. But when you slowly over the years, when you gain knowledge and you want to play around, and sometimes what people do, for example, there are a couple of portfolios that are available in the market. In some portfolios, you are very conservative. It means you're not in a you don't want to take any risk. Definitely your returns will be very less.
Yeah.
There are some profiles which are like a moderate, some are aggressive, some are growth, some are balanced. So maybe sometimes you when we play around, there's a lot of questions involved. What you want to do, what is your risk level, what is the duration, and sometimes people put in a high risk accounts. They're taking risk. Maybe you're $20,000 in that account, maybe it might become 50,000, or maybe it might become only 2,000. So it totally depends on the risk, what exactly their main motto is. So that's why people time to time maybe have couple of accounts, or maybe sometime when you're in the RRSP, as I mentioned, your employer is also contributing. So you
Yeah.
should not ever interfere in that account, but you should try to put maximum in that because your employer is matching. But yes, sometime whenever we are doing contributions with our banks or with our company, that's not enough in order to be in the low income bracket or maybe to meet our financial goals. So then we open up more accounts based on our needs and on the risk that we want to take, and indirectly it helps us.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've talked about both RRSP and TFSA. Sometimes, as a new immigrant, you have an income, you have a decent income, and you want to start, but you don't know which one to choose or which one is better for you. So, which is a better option for you to invest in? Is that depend? I mean, I don't know.
It totally depends, to be honest, on your motto. Like it's not like a one size that fits all.
Yeah,
Everyone has their own requirements, their agendas are different, their targets are different, and their plan, goals, whatever you want to say, everyone is totally tailored based on that. Like as I mentioned, if you are new to the country, and definitely you should plan for some rainy days, like your backup emergency fund for the next 6 months, so that if you're not able to work for some reason, then you should have firstly a tax-free account, because whenever you want money, it will easily come out. And if you're not using it, at least your money is growing at a decent rate in comparison to if you have your money sitting in a savings account.
yeah,
But if you put at the initial stage, if you put money, firstly, you're in a low income group. Secondly, if you put money in an RRSP, it's not going to help you because you're already in a low income, like a low tax bracket. Secondly, if you take out money from that account, you will be taxed. So why are you doing that? It's better to fill your tax-free bucket first. And as I mentioned, as of now, the maximum you can put is $81,500. If your tax bucket is full and you're still in that like a income group, then you should fill your spouse tax-free account. So it means you're getting another $81,500. So that's how you should always do that maximum. That's the way I look at firstly fill your tax-free bucket. And as I mentioned, based on the years in which you're doing great, and then you should invest heavily in that year in RRSP, so that you're in a low income and you're getting some refund, and maybe use that refund going back to the tax-free savings account. So you can play around. So it's very hard to make a comment whether RRSP is the best or whether tax-free. In my understanding, both should go parallel, but first priority, what I would say, should go to a tax-free account so that your base is strong. Once the base is there, money flow is coming, then yes, you will look for other options. And then RRSP is there, plus there are other options too.
right. So, yeah, I mean, I think we all get a fair understanding. But of course, if any of our audience, anybody has more questions into detailed questions or about their own situation, I'm sure they can reach you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so that was good. Anything else you want to add?
So, like, I would like to say, like, a lot of company, I have a decent clientele. Mm, here with this group as well as all over Alberta. Plus the LaCapitale, I would just want to add few things about the LaCapitale so that down the road, if anyone is looking to open a tax-free account or RRSP, definitely they can give a second thought about LaCapitale. So I just want to share what LaCapitale is. So LaCapitale is a Canadian-based company. We are 75 years old with strong footprints in Ontario and the Quebec, as well as we have office in Calgary and in other provinces too. And we have decent clientele who are very happy, and I can give you a few reasons why they are happy with our services and refers their friends and family. So firstly, our portfolios. So there's a lot of, I think, a strong team works behind that, and we have very strong portfolios, and which tells the truth if I show you a track record of last 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years. And the moment I will show you that track, if you compare with the banks or anyone, you will come to know how are we different from that. Plus another, I think the add-on is that like other companies, suppose you in Alberta, our name is not very strong. Sometimes people think what will happen if we invest with La Capital and tomorrow La Capital gets bankrupt. So, like being an insurance company, La Capital is also insured by Azure. It's a government funded. So, if something happens to La Capital, your funds will still be protected up to $100,000. Secondly, our company offers like the investment feature. What is that? If down the road, if you have invested in our company and maybe you die, you pass away. So what will happen? Maybe suppose you invested, for example, maybe $50,000 and you invested in a high risk. At that time, maybe your $50,000 may be worth only $20,000. So what will happen? Being with the La Capital, we will still entertain the principal amount that is $50,000. So it means the family will get $50,000, not the current value that is $20,000. So that is a great thing that I would say. Plus, we are easily reachable. We are not just 9 to 5. We even come to you, to your house to go over everything in detail. And over the years, I have done a lot of comparisons. I have reviewed people policies and show them how we can do better. And if it makes sense to them, definitely we would love to have your business. So lots of profiles, lots of options to choose, and plus your money is secured. And as we are already there from the last 75 years, there is no way we will be going anywhere. And I am not sure whether you heard it or not in the news. La Capital has done one of the biggest merger recently. So we have
Oh,
recently become Beneva. So it's the two companies that have merged together, and it is one of the biggest merger. It will easily take 3 years. So 1 year is already passed. This year we have changed our name, plus the whole integration process is happening. So lots of new products will be added to the streamline for our clients down the road.
that sounds amazing. Thank you, Ankur, so much for this
Thank you.
very informative session and have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Pleasure to have you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you know the area of your house decides the school your child will go to? Do you know how to check the quality of a home? Will banks give you a mortgage? For all the answers, sign up with the Home Buyer Awareness Program and meet a school area specialist, a home quality inspector, and a financial advisor. Don't wait. Sign up with the Home Buyer Awareness Program in the link below or contact Raj Bopla at Remax Central today.
Hi, I am Ankur, your local independent financial advisor with LaCapitale Financial Security. I have over 6 years of expertise in helping small business owners, skilled trade workers, professionals, and families with a strong focus to help them build, protect, and achieve their personal financial goals with my personalized service. If you're looking for insurance advice, contact me and let's get you started with free consultation.